So we are organizing workshops just so that you can be more aware about what's going on and how things are, right? You all understand it's a changing society, don't you? We're still not stuck in the last generation. Thinking is evolving and changing every minute and day. Please be receptive. Please pay attention, concentrate and participate. Okay?
So we have about 22 years old association with these issues. So we conduct training programs like this for people of all ages, mostly in Andhra Pradesh, but not restricted to just Andhra Pradesh. We are presented with what we have to do today, which is a presentation and a session on gender and sex. Are gender and sex the same thing? So these are gender and sex statements. Now what you have to do is preferably break up into groups in the situation you all are sitting in order for you to start discussing what you think could be the difference between gender and sex. What is the task before you is to determine which statements are gender statements, which statements are sex statements. After I define both terms for you.
Universal truth that boys play with cars and girls play with Barbie dolls. I can play with Barbie dolls.
Okay. That's good. Gender is a social construct. This is also the problem with the terms gender and sex, is that often the word sex is interchangeably used for sexual activity. But what is social conditioning?
Society keeps on
Stereotypes as roles that are prescribed not just for the female gender but as well as for the male gender, in the sense that to understand that this conditioning doesn't affect just women or girls, as in it's not only a problem for one gender. It is a bigger problem for one gender, but it is also a problem for the other gender. First step that we should try to do here is to understand what is a stereotype and what is a fact.
Women cannot become good sportswomen.
Okay. Is that a stereotype or is that a
stereotype?
Okay. So what you are saying is that so girls are told to be submissive, correct? I climb like a girl, don't throw like a girl. There are lots of those. In the sense of cleaning the kitchen, cooking, cleaning the house, outside of cleaning your own rooms. How many of you help outside of your own purview of your own room? Okay, that's a good number. I'm happy. Who cooks all the time? Who looks after you? Who brings home the money? Now that it is true that the trend is changing. The household share has to be shared. The work in the household has to be shared. You have to be able to both cook. They are in the attempt that there is more than one way to be a girl. That's their tagline.
Once upon a time, there was a little girl and
So the assault is a byproduct of all of these kinds of stereotyping. But that is a really serious consequences. What are the other consequences that, not to say that that is unimportant, but what are the other consequences that both men and women feel in their day-to-day lives? Do you as boys, do you feel comfortable in talking about your emotions to people? Or are you afraid that you will get ridiculed?
Are supposed to be kept by the women safely inside the daughters.
Okay, what about the woman's earning? What if she earns?
It's safely kept inside some bag.
Okay, that's one point. But
if the girl is aware of her rights and that she wants to work, the boy also should be aware that it's...
In society, it's like it's our job and they do and they get their wages. And at home, it's like private and it's a family, no need of giving each other money. If we need it, they give it.
On a biological level, I guess, physically boys are, generally they are tougher than girls. So it is a statement relating
to gender.
to sex rather than gender.
Okay. The reason why these videos and these things are put forward is that the larger mentality has to change. That there should be freedom from really young to be able to pick. Muscular, sorry. Brave, chivalry, chivalrous. Next. Daring.
Responsible.
Romantic. Okay. Responsible. Anything else? The way society is structured is that there is pressure from outside to conform to these boxes. But often it happens, and mostly it happens, that people fall outside the box. And when you don't fit the box, what are the troubles that you have is that you are exposed to ridicule. So why do we talk about out of the box? The fact that the assumption that every single human being is the same is unrealistic, and that each woman or each man has overlapping of traits that are different from others. So that this overlap is what makes us individuals. Opening up your minds to the possibility that not all boys have to be a certain way, or not all girls have to be a certain way. And to break the layers of stereotypes that you come with. And there are obviously in your classrooms and at home and around you, people who are breaking these stereotypes. And each time that these stereotypes get broken, then it's useful. Because then you see that it's not always that you have to be this way.
Society tries to put us all in a box. By challenging gender stereotypes, we can break out.
Well, children, essentially what these people are trying to tell you is that men and women are equal, and we should try to ensure that the feelings are equal. When the boys are looking at the girls, they should not look at them as girls, but as human beings. And similarly, girls should be looking at boys as human beings.
And please think along these lines. That's more important. We're not trying to sound offensive to anybody. That's what Jubilee started off with. And we're not judging you or labeling you as anything. But what we're trying to do, what we've been trying to do, is to open your thoughts in certain areas and to think about it in a different way. Think before you say something. That is really what we're trying to tell you. And this is all for your awareness. You have any of you had or heard something like this before? It's a different perspective, right? And it's kind of increasing your exposure as to what's going on right now. How many of you agree?